Welcome to We Still Ain't Got Our Shit Together podcast, where we are a boundary-free zone.
Man, and where everything goes. When I say everything, I really mean everything.
Everything?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything.
but look, for real, y'all, I'm gonna be completely honest. One thing I hate is when another person feel like they're better than the next. I mean, we all still ain't got our shit together nowadays.
Plus, life is about constant elevation. And without it, we're dead.
And that's why our podcast is called We
Still
Ain't
Got
are
shit.
together. For real.
All right, welcome back to another episode of We Still Ain't Got Our Shit Together. I'm one of your hosts, John Wayne Willis Jr.
And it's your boy KJ from the Man Cave. What's up?
And this is your girl Manuela Cook bringing you all the sass with some facts.
All right. We're going to have a couple of special guests. We got one that's going to hop in soon, but joining us today, Tamia. How are you doing and how are you feeling?
Good. Hi, I'm joining you guys from Georgia Southern University.
Oh, snap.
Hey.
Snap. Oh, and we got our boy Rod back in the building. Say what's up, Rod.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Rod, Atlanta, Georgia.
All right. So,
ATL.
Shorty. Trying to go skating that Cascade? Say no, he's not playing. He trying to find him a little new.
Hey.
I might find him at the skate park.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I'm skateboarder over there.
Get her with that longboard.
So today's episode is going to be: is social media killing dating in today's time frame?
Yes.
All right. So I think I'm gonna start with Tamia because I just found out an interesting fact that Tamia is actually in college, and at college she's at Georgia Southern.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna ask a question. Do you think that you get most of your dates in person while being in school or from social media?
100% social media. I don't think don't say that. I don't think people are as confident as they are now to approach me. I rarely get approached on campus or anything, but they would text me later, say, "Hey, I saw you on campus. I think you're cute. We should hang out sometime."
Yo, that's weird,
saw
bro.
me on campus. You could have said something then. So I do feel like social media is.
I got one more question to kind of follow up with that. Do you think that as a lady, you would feel more, you would like to see more men be a little bit more approachable in real life versus social media now?
Yes, I feel like I would rather get approached in person. One, so I can see what you really look like and how you talk, what you smell, and all that good jazz. And two, it just feels better. It just feels, I don't know, wanted more than getting like catcalled in the DMs.
Hold up.
I feel like social media created a bunch of pussies. I'm being straight up. Man, I feel like social media created a bunch of pussies. You're scared to go talk to a woman in person, but you'll hit her up on social media.
But I think it's so funny, right? Because you use the word catcall, but I thought catcalls came from like in person. Hey, girl. Hey, ma. Hey, light skin. Hey, brown.
Social media, though.
Hey, yellow shoes. Let me holler at you.
And it's
baby.
To a point now where you could follow somebody on Instagram and you like 3 of their pictures and then they like 3 of your pictures and y'all assume that one person is supposed to DM each other to like start talking.
See, I don't know. I mean, okay. All right, Rod, you the next guest on, so I'm gonna ask a question for you as the man of the group. Rod, are you single, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, do you think that you get most of your dates from in person or on social media? Huh?
In person.
Ooh, old school. I like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't even know. It could be possible that I'm just not a big social media guy when it comes to a whole bunch of stuff like that. Like, for my social media, it's either about business or I'm catching up with friends, right? And if I'm dating or going out with somebody, or we might just be online or something, and I might happen to say, oh yeah, let's go out. I've already met that person by that time. We've already, kicked it a few times, had some conversations, you went out to eat, drink, all of that.
All right.
Man,
Now,
my opinion on
I
the
think.
internet, bro.
Go
On
ahead.
the internet, honestly, I feel that it's so easy to get catfish. You might think somebody is one person when they're another. It's like, damn,
Right.
she look cute. Oh man, that's a man.
That's so weird, bro.
That's true
But
because
he's right, though.
when me
That's
and my
what.
husband met on social media, Facebook, catfish was big then.
Like the
So
show?
the show. So
See, I
my
never
thing
got into the
was,
show though.
my thing was, I didn't know if he was catfishing me because he kept pursuing me. So that was a thing too.
Because I was gonna ask, like, my next question was directed towards you, Manuela, because I know that you met your husband now, about to be of the big 1-0.
Oh wait.
1-0. It's about to be the big 1-0. So we're talking about damn near a decade into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But y'all met on social media. Can you give a little insight right now at how you feel, or do you feel like you guys are the anomaly?
I actually feel like I think social media is ideal. And the reason I say that is because when you meet someone outside of your norm and outside of your culture, you tend to make it. It's hard finding somebody who is your type, who's like almost like everything that you want in your own surroundings. So you
That
have
is
to actually
true. I
go
can believe
out
that as
of
well.
what you're used to and out of your area to find that person, whether they're 1,000, 3,000 miles away or 700 miles away. I think it works.
That's another thing. The endless possibilities of love with social media. You
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
dated somebody you could date somebody in another country nowadays. And I
That
just
makes
feel
no
like that
sense.
gives us way too many options. Like people think you could date anybody. So you're not, when you find a flaw in one person, like say, oh, you don't like one thing about me, it's so easy to drop that person and move on because you think you could have anybody.
See, I find that so interesting
That's
because
a double-edged
Have you
sword.
seen 90 Day
I
Fiance?
believe that's a double-edged sword.
I do too. I would say I find that super interesting. So, like for me, I'm a huge proponent of dating in your personal area code. One, it's more financially savvy to date in your own area code. Like I'm a huge so like I said, right now I talk to a lot of young men regularly, with one of the businesses that I do, and I have a lot of young guys that I'm close to. But I truly believe in dating in your area code. There are so many women in your prospective region of your area code. You can find whatever you're interested in, the look you want, all of it right there at home. And I think that what was interesting that you said to me is that once you find one flaw, because of social media, it feels easy to hop and go to the next. But real relationships are work, guys. It is work. It requires, just
Yeah.
a little bit of effort.
But going off of what Tamia said,
A
before
little
me
more
and
than
my
a little
husband
bit.
started
A little more than
talking,
a little bit.
riding off of what Tamia said, before me and my husband started talking, I literally told him there was another guy in my messenger box along with him trying to talk to me. You see what I'm saying? He was a screenwriter, he was a youth pastor, he was all this stuff, and he was 6'5". You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I'm mad she had, I'm
You
mad.
gotta
I'm
put
mad.
that
Hold on,
on
hold on, hold
there.
on.
He was
I'm mad she had to throw the 6'5" in there, Court.
Because I'm in
Hey,
his
look,
hard
He was
times.
6'5".
look.
He was 6'5".
The fact that I guarantee
But
you,
real
if you tell
talk.
another woman that, she would not date you. She would cut you off. If
No,
I
For
tell
what?
another woman, hey, you in a competition with another woman, she out.
Oh, I ain't gonna be
I didn't
nobody.
tell him. He knew that
I,
after the fact. I didn't tell him, but
yeah.
he knew I was talking. Okay, I was already talking to somebody at the time, but then there was another guy who was in my messenger who I was interested in, but then there was my husband still trying to pursue me at the same time. I had options, just like what Tamia said. So one guy started like not paying me any attention, but my husband kept pursuing me, and I like that quality because I like attention in my relationship. So I decided to give him a shot.
I always felt
So
like I had the same thing, even though I met all my women in person before I got my wife. I had options too.
man, I was on
And
social
me,
Gotta have
media.
option
options.
one, she was right there. And then I meet another shorty to go option two. Like, We was in person. Like, so I met my wife in college, right? I met I met my wife in college, right? So I think it's interesting because, of course, all of us regular hosts, we're all married, right? And so I think it's so funny because what made me come up with the topic was I constantly see that the content space online dealing with dating seems so negative in today's time frame, and especially for us Black people, right? And so I'm looking at it like, okay, man, you know, when I was in college, like, you know, I was able to date around, like, you see what I'm saying? I had a plethora of choices, of options. My wife just happened to be the one to come out on top. You see what I'm saying? But I was able to do that in person. And so I don't see how guys aren't in that perspective of saying, hey, you know, let me go holler at shorty, like she looking good over there at the student center or the calf or the game. Yo, go get her.
All right, so look, John, the thing is though, with social media, you're able to create a persona. You're able to create a different presence. First of all, if you know a lot of women like certain type of things, jewelry, money, flashy stuff, you're going to try to build your social media presence around that because that's what's going to catch their attention. Even though it's not right, this is what they do to try to catch a woman because that woman feel like, okay, she got some type of insight. Okay, now I mean, this person, he got a nice car. Okay, he in school. Okay, he got a couple of dollars. He got a job. Now she's more likely to talk to him. So that gives her that easy leeway. But if you in real person, real time, it's really the man got to have a nice little wordplay to make her be like, damn, this motherfucker interesting.
But you get that wordplay literally from starting at like when you start puberty, you first like women. You get to go talk. Now I think I know nowadays all kids got phones in their hands. So I mean, it may just be I gotta go hop in the DM. But I remember when I wanted to go see the little shorty was like, hey, you know, how you doing? I'm John. You know, just want to introduce myself to you. You see what I'm saying? And then eventually it became like, you know, when you walk up, you got a little more swagger. You got the confidence, like, oh, you want to know who I am. Like, I got it going on. And then now, like, shorty seeing that with you, and you talk to her, and you coming to her direct, you having a conversation, you have an eye contact, you're articulate. Then she's like, ooh, like, I don't know, like, he might got something here. You see what I'm saying? You dress fly, you got your shit going, like, I don't know. I don't feel like you can beat that prospect now trying to do all that online. Like, because for me, like we talked about it like in Pretty Privilege episode. If me and Corey are in the same room, Corey beats me out based on looks, in my opinion. You got the height. Nah, you got the height, you got everything, right? He beats me out.
But it depends on who's looking. It also depends on who's looking.
Hold on. I'm put this way. There is a standard of beauty for most cultures, regardless of how you want to put it. There is a standard of beauty. Now, I'm not saying that individually that a woman might not be like, oh man, he a little more chubby. I like him. Ooh, like you got some women that like that. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is for me to even most playing fields in the average view of beauty is me opening my mouth, me showing my confidence, me being who I am, my persona winning out. Like, you know what I mean? That puts me in that perspective where you have that ability to now even summon the playing field. Every woman is more attracted to a guy that's tall. Corey is 6'4". We heard Manuela say earlier, oh, he was 6'5". So my point is saying is when you got that dude walking in with height, I'm not even 6 feet, yo. I'm 5'10". I gotta keep it a buck. Like,
that's
you know,
only my preference because of me being above average in height. I'm taller than 5'5".
The 4'11" girl wants a 6'5" guy, just like the 6 foot girl wants a 6'5" guy. Am I lying to Mia?
No, you're not lying. But I am 5'8" though, so I can't.
So there ain't nothing wrong with 5'10". He got 2 inches on you.
But I can't wear heels.
She can't wear heels.
Okay, time out. Yes, you can. If that man is confident, you can wear heels.
She only takes 5 feet. There's plenty wiggle room.
All right, so look.
It's okay to bend down to kiss your man.
Oh wow!
Come on now.
Not I.
To hit back on our social media topic, The next question is I have for everybody. Do you think social media caused a big preference for interracial dating? That give you more view to where it is, okay, I want to talk outside of this race. I want to talk to this race or that race when it
I'm
came
put
to
my hand
social
up.
media dating.
I want to go first on this question.
Go ahead, John.
All right, so you asked if social media gave more leeway to interracial dating, right? I want to make sure I'm
Absolutely.
paraphrasing correctly.
Absolutely.
I will say that I believe social media gave a unfair view of how many of us actually interracially date.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times what ends up happening is you'll hear, oh, once a black man gets some money, he goes to a white woman, right?
Not true.
You hear that a lot. But the truth is 80% of 1% of our top earning black male population marry black women.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a very unfair persona put on to the view of interracial dating when it comes to social media, in my opinion. Anybody can refute me and we can debate. So
I
I
feel
mean,
like
it's up to
social
you.
media fetishize interracial dating.
Mhm.
Like seeing the babies with the curly hair, the lighter skin, the ideal image. I think that is very fetishized in social media.
You go, girl. Look at you.
Corey's so proud. Hey man, she at Georgia Southern. You hear that good articulation? Come on now.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. All right, so what's your opinion, my Will?
Ah, damn, girl. Come out and come back in. Your mic messed up again.
Mm-hmm. Leave I'll come back. All right, Rod, what's your opinion on it?
Yeah, social media does have like I said before, it's a double-edged sword. It's how you use it, and it's what you're looking for. So yeah, a lot of people do the what you had said earlier, Mr. 6'4", that when you're online, you build this persona, and people are looking for that, and you looking for such and such. Like, I want to impress this, woman. I'm going to, dress and act dress in a certain way. So it goes across the board when it comes to different races. Yes, they are fetishized and stuff like that. Me personally, I haven't dated a white woman since high school.
I ain't never dated one before.
I ain't never
Honestly.
dated one
Now,
before.
I'm not saying that I just, I love my black woman. I mean, I love all women, but I'm just saying it's
Don't feel
different when you
ashamed, brother.
consider a lifelong partner. Huh?
I said, don't feel ashamed, brother. It's okay to you to go through whoever you want.
Nah.
And I know that you're saying it, but I think sometimes we as people say something and then sometimes we offer like a explanation that's not needed. You know what I mean? So you said you dated a white woman, you haven't dated one since high school. And I'm saying,
Yeah.
don't be ashamed. That's fine, right? You don't ever have to let nobody question if you love black women or not. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. I mean, personally, it's not an issue for me. Like I said, even though I haven't dated one since high school, I'm not saying that I wouldn't date another white woman. It's just that I haven't been looking in that direction.
That's fair.
Ooh, I got a question. Manuela, how would you feel if your brother brought home a white woman?
I told him to take her back and think again.
She wild. She said she ain't going for that, huh? Well, look, it ain't your life, girl. It's his.
Right.
I say that is because there is too much for his sake.
You're
for my sake.
Hold on.
You have a lot of reverb.
And a lot of reverb going on right now. Speak again for me.
All right, so.
Oh yeah, it's still there. Like, your voice is crackling. Can you hear it?
Okay. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure if it's because I'm on the charger.
Oh, you have everything mixed into the charger? Okay, pull everything out and just use the onboard mic.
All right, how I sound right now?
Same.
It could just be the,
probably unplug it, bounce out, and come right back. That'll probably fix it.
I'm sorry.
I got to give it time to reset.
All right, I mean,
It's gonna be all right.
All right.
It's just
We are
just go ahead and go. Sometimes the audio gets messed up, y'all. We gonna run
all
through it.
right. The reason I say that is because for his sake,
Go ahead.
the reason I say that is because for his sake, down the line, he's going to deal with other issues when it comes to her family and him being accepted within that family. You know what I mean? So he's going to deal with him having to explain to his girl, oh, this is not appropriate because it's offensive to me and the people that I love. Or, oh, you can't wear that because what you're wearing is symbolic to the way slavery was back in the day. Like, there's things that white people aren't aware of that they do every day that is racist because it's just how they're raised. Like, their grandmother was racist. You know what I mean? Their granddad was racist, and these are the people that bred them and raised them up. So I feel like if he went, I don't know, he just needs to stick to the black folk.
Okay, I got a question for you, Dan. I got a question. So
less stress. You don't want to have. You're already dealing with a woman you got to take care of, and you want to add more stress on top of that? Like, come on.
Yes and no. Yes and no. If he's in love with her, because some people still marry for love. So if he's marrying for love,
I'm all for love.
So
I'm all for that. Love has no color, no preference.
Well, the preference for me, I know love has a preference. Fuck out of here. What you mean?
All right, so hold on. Do you feel that the black culture is more? The black family is more accepting than the other family when it comes to interracial dating. Like, we will accept. I don't care if you're white.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think mine is.
Well, hold on. Time out. Well, let's excuse the Caucasian culture. Let's say if she's Asian, Spanish, or whatever. Do you think that we are more accepting to accept that person and their family than their family accepting us?
I would say probably for other cultures for sure. Outside of the Caucasian, like if you bring home and like a person of Indian descent, or if you bring home a person of Asian descent, if you bring home a person of Latino, which is most Latinos are very similar to black, so that's why you have Afro Latino. So I mean, it just really depends. You don't think so? I mean, you talk about the European ones, but other than that, like you talk about the Mexicans and Dominicans,
but you have a lot of Dominicans, Afro Latinos who still don't appreciate us as their brother and sister.
So the question is not about them. The question is about us, right? Do we accept more versus them? And I say yes. Yes, we as a culture usually will accept our brothers, sisters, mothers, daughters, sons, husbands, or whatever, dating somebody of those races, usually only outside of Caucasian. Like the Caucasian is very hard for our people to really get on board with, but usually the other races for us are usually more accepting for us. Now, us for them is no. Because I mean, I've seen homies go through
you can bring that Asian brother home. Just try not to bring a white person home.
Yeah, like
all through the black culture.
But the thing is, for me, even with that, because what Manuela was about to say is that for their cultures, they can't bring us home. Like, you know what I mean? That's tough. Because I mean, I've had homeboys that have dated like Indian women, have dated Asian women, and they like, we don't want you dating him. Oh, sorry. I need to edit that out, right? We about to get canceled, but you know what I mean. That shit be fucked up, bro. Like he a good dude. Yeah, he treat your daughter right.
And it's pretty much like for them, bringing us home would be like us bringing a Caucasian home.
Yeah,
which is wild to me because we did nothing to them.
It's not about that. It's what media has painted. It's what media has painted of us. So when they come to this country, they think of you as lazy, unworking, unruly, hooligan, all of these different things. But you got to think about it. When we watch movies and television, Corey, you and I have a review show. When we watch movie and television, most of us are portrayed in what manner? So
And the gangster
anytime
is crazy.
anytime you have a crime going on, why is there a black person involved? Like, you know what I mean?
But, bro,
Anytime
you know what
somebody's
really
the
irks me?
loud, obnoxious one, why is a black person involved? Like, you know what I mean?
But
So
you know
those are
what really pisses me off is like Love and Hip Hop or them type of shows, because they intentionally portray black men and black women to be fucked up people. Like they target that, and then of course it's nationwide, but we aren't no better because we're accepting them fucking roles to play. Nobody's saying that, hey, you know what? If that is the case, I'm not doing this shit.
I
Everybody's
mean,
like, you know
it's
what?
hard.
Get
It's
the
hard to
fuck out.
turn down a paycheck, though, bro. I'll be real with you. So I hear that a lot, and everybody's like, for the culture, da 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 da. But you're not paying my bills for the culture, da 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 da.
But
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that is a real perspective that people go through. If somebody's offering you money that's life changing, which can be $300,000-$400,000 for a role on Love and Hip Hop, and you ain't got that, like, you think about how it's done for Cardi B. Now, you know what I mean? She blew up off of Love and Hip Hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when she took that role, she was still like a stripper or something, right? I don't know. I think that's what it was.
So she
If
was
I'm
showing
wrong,
her real life. That is the difference between Cardi B and everybody except her, because she showed exactly who she was. She wasn't portraying to be nobody else. She said, "Hey, I'm a stripper and I am Latino." Like, point blank, period. Like, this is.
but
me.
I
This is
think
my
I think the
everyday life.
concept goes though, like we're asking people to not play the role for everybody else based on the culture that we have as a culture, haven't created an atmosphere in which you have a separate outlet, right? So
what
if
about your
you're,
integrity, your respect, your morals? Like,
I
so
get
fuck
that,
all
but
that.
it's very hard to be moral when you ain't got no money, bro.
That is not
See,
true.
the thing with the shows and everything like that.
Make $1 million?
Huh?
I'm not gonna kill no kid to make $1 million.
I mean, okay. You still got to put it in perspective, Corey. I'm not asking you to go murder somebody. I'm saying go act a little ghetto on TV to make this meal versus going to kill somebody. Like, at the end of the day, it's money.
That's me personally. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not about to act an ass. Like, look, you gonna.
But then again, you're already in a personality in which you don't mind going out to make your own bread. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's you already. You're an entrepreneur. You're a person that's already living your life, bro. If you were down and out right now, somebody walked up to you on the street and like, dude, you got the look, man. I got a perfect role for you. It's gonna pay you $40,000 a month, but you ain't got no money to your name. You broke.
Let me be honest with you. I'm not kissing no ass. I'm not kissing no man. I ain't like, look, I got morals, broke or not. There's shit I will not do. If you say, bro, I pay you $40,000 a week, you got to do this TV show, and you married to a man, fuck you and fuck this. I'm not paying. Nah, you can have it. No,
hey, you better than me. Hey, baby.
I know that's right.
Shit, talk about $40,000 a week.
Nah, fuck that, bro.
Woo! I just ain't gonna put my lips on nobody. Woo! Yes, baby.
Nah, I'm straight. Like, it's just me personally. Like, I have a certain type of core values as a man. Like, I don't want no next young brother seeing me and like, damn, I relate to him. So is that okay? Like, nah,
I mean,
bro,
so to me, yet again, I don't mean to say that what you're saying is wrong. What I'm saying is you're also speaking from a position of power. You see what I'm saying? Since I've known you, which has been years, you were speaking from a position of power where you're not down and out on your luck. You see what I'm saying? You're not. You haven't been.
I've been down.
I'm not saying that you haven't been there, Corey. My point yet again is still saying this right now. You're speaking from a position of power. You see what I'm saying? Not every person is speaking from that same position of power because everybody's viewpoint is different. So we talked about social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think during prep, to me, it made a really good point, right? What everybody is consuming becomes a difference of what they think they deserve or what they want to be, right? I think to me, I said that earlier. It's like, yo, we're consuming, everybody's going on these trips, we're seeing people getting paid for, We're watching rappers and actors like, shower their girlfriends with gifts. And so as women, we think that's what we want. I think I'm paraphrasing correct, right, Tamia?
Yes.
And so when you have certain people seeing certain different lifestyles, for you saying I'm turning down this money because I don't need it. My morals mean more than that, right?
Not that I don't need it, I don't want it.
But that's because your morals mean more than that. It means more than the amount of money that they're willing to pay you.
Absolutely.
When most people are saying that, hey man, most people are saying, hey man, I'm willing to do whatever to get this bread, because right now, if I'm worth $40,000, a week, I can go get it to me. I can go get them on Wella. I can go get, the chick I want, because now online I can be that guy. Oh yeah, got the Gucci, got the whatever. I'm showering my shorty with this and da 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 da. And what I'm saying is I don't disagree, and I think that for you, you're allowed to have that perspective. But I think before a lot of people, and it's rough. Now I think to change the narrative, it's us as parents that have to tell our kids, don't be watching that trash. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we have to then assume a better role. But until then, and as long as people keep watching it, as long as people keep talking about it, these black people are going to keep taking those exact roles until we give a different outlet. So I think it's rough because there's no separate outlet outside of saying my morals, the culture doesn't need it, but nobody in the culture is specifically adding some type of solution for those type of people.
That's true.
So perfect example, J.R. Smith, like he said something like that was real, just amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
If let's say I got 250,000, you got 250,000, Manuela got it, Rod got it, Tamia got it. We can use that money right there to build our own platform, to build our own whatever else. The problem is we have black people who have money who don't want to fucking help.
Oh, that's real. Crab in the barrel mentality, though.
Like we can change it. It's just nobody want to fucking help. Nobody wants to put that positive narrative, and we have the fucking money. What did we talk about last time? We spend 1.6 billion in black
trillion
in black revenue. Why the fuck don't we have our own positive platform, TV show, or our own recreation center, our own shit? The Jewish community have it. The Asian community have it. Like,
I'm gonna say this.
Else have it but us.
I'm gonna say this, right? It starts with one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's put something together, create something to plan, like, whatever it's gonna be. Even with what we got now, like, if this is something seriously that you want to do, let's put that in perspective, right? Mm-hmm. It starts with one. When you have so many people that have come from the crab in the barrel mentality, it's very hard for you to be like, well, I made it by my own bootstraps. Well, so can Corey, right? I'm not going to give Corey no advice. Corey want to be where I'm at. He going to do what I did to get here. But everybody knows, if you read the book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell, little shameless plug. I love that book. I hope that, we all understand that none of us pull ourselves up by our personal bootstraps. Each of us are given a chance. You see what I'm saying? At some point, somebody's helped you. Now, don't get me wrong. You are 100% correct. You have this, you have that. But the key is, if you're not seeing it, create it. I mean, I think that's where the mantra and the process comes from. It's like when you start a business, nobody believes in you until the people that don't know you do. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You not hot until the people that don't know you do. They not, oh, yo, Corey shit is the shit, bro. Yeah. But they saying that after the world is saying that. You see what I'm saying? So you just gotta literally go out there and do what you want to do, and you create those atmospheres, and you'll see the difference. Now, before we go any further, I got a question for everybody. How do we feel about what we hear from like people like Kevin Samuels, 8 at the Table, all these people that are talking about love and dating, and right now the hot terminology and high value man or woman, right? How y'all feel about that?
Personally, I'm not mad at Kevin Samuels. He's giving
neither am I.
Accountability. Like, my thing is making people have accountability of their actions, and in particular, he's having women have accountability. Now, don't get me wrong, he do spew some bullshit with the stuff that he does say, but he does have a lot of valid points in which that women need to think about. Don't just take one part and just be upset. Listen to the complete statement. See what he's saying, and then just be like, okay, you know what? I do need to work better at these spots. I do need to do better at this. Not that, oh, he said one fucked up sentence out of a fucking paragraph. I'm just only running with that one sentence to be upset. Like, nah, come on, it don't work like that. We're not going to say everything to make you happy or to appease you. Take accountability of your actions. Be honest.
All right. I'm gonna go with Rod next because you were speaking. Go ahead and speak what you were saying, sir.
Oh yeah, no. I was pretty much going to say the same thing he said when it comes because I'm not familiar with what did you say? 8 at the table.
Yeah.
That was
So eight at the table. I see a lot more women's perspectives come from 8 at the table. So you know, it's an interesting prospect. Like if you guys get a chance to look them up, it's also another podcast. But I mean, they have interesting concepts on there.
Got you. But when it goes back to Kevin Samuels, yeah, he can be disrespectful, and I mean, yeah, he can be very disrespectful when it comes to a lot of things. But at the same token, when you're actually getting past that and listening to what he's saying, he does talk to both men and women, but most of his viewers are women, and they're calling him, asking him for specific things, and he's giving them what they are asking for. But what you're asking for isn't always going to be what you want to hear. Like, same token, if you're asking to be this or be better or be stronger or be wiser, you're going to be given things that are not going to be fun to do. Growth is not fun. Experiencing things isn't always going to be or experiencing things to grow is not always going to be the thing that's going to make you happy in the beginning. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to do this because, such and such. No, it's going to be a little bit of hard. It's going to be hard to hear. It's going to be hard to do. But when the end result comes, if you heed the word and you listening to what he's actually saying, and you're getting some understanding and reevaluating yourself, because nobody really reevaluates themselves. They don't check themselves. They just, all right, I'm this, that, and the third. I'm perfect. I'm going to go about my day. And when you tell me otherwise, then we're going to have a problem.
All right.
So when it comes to Kevin Samuels, I was going to say, when it comes to Kevin Samuels, I do agree with a lot of points he says. And even when he's talking to some of the men, he's doing all of that as well. So I'm just like, well, I mean, it's not like he's just picking who to mess with. If you come correct, then he's going to give you the same thing. He's going to give you the same energy. A lot of people take offense to what he's saying, and then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose, and he's not going to tolerate that. I don't know who would.
All right, to me, tell me what you think.
I'm not familiar with Kevin Samuels. What have he said?
Oh, wow. You're the first person I've heard say that in the social media era.
I see you coming.
Very entertaining.
So basically, I guess I'll break it down a little bit. But before I do that, let me let Moela hop in on it. So we were talking about so you saw the last girl from the video for 8 at the table that we discussed together. And then Kevin Samuels. Give us what you think, how that is in perspective in today's time with people being able to consume that information, especially when it comes to dating.
Mm-hmm. You mean as far as social media?
Yeah, I mean, as far as seeing those platforms hop up on social media, does that give you, either some form of say, oh, with Kevin Samuels around and 8 at the table around and these other people that really tackle the dating subject, is that giving our people more chances, at finding that dating or doing well when it comes to dating or not?
I mean, I feel like, if I'm understanding this question correctly, I feel like it could be when it comes to the dating, the social media, and all that stuff, I feel it can be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The way society is now, even just beyond celebrities, you have people who are like me, who literally go out to these places and portray something they're not. So they're giving an idea of a lifestyle that doesn't exist for the normal person. So, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a good and a bad thing. I don't know.
I think me and you are more along the lines of the same concept. But I was
It's
gonna
how
say,
you.
I mean,
I think I think a lot of I think a lot.
Oh,
I was gonna say I think a lot of the conversations to me don't particularly deal with the average person. You know what I mean? So like take Kevin Samuels for instance. His whole thing was high value men, which really in turns mean high earning men, right? Because though that's their conduit to figure out, you know, what type of man they're going for. So when he has women call into the platform, all of the women are asking for the same type of man, right? Oh, I need my man to make over 6 figures. I deserve a man that makes good money. You know, this is who I am. I deserve this. I deserve this. I deserve this, right? And hey, Rod, hop out and hop right back in, bro. You're frozen. Like,
like you're meditating.
Let me see if I can do it for him.
But
hey, Rod, can you hear us? Rod. Okay. So yeah, so with that being said, like you put all these people in the perspective and you're asking, you know, every woman that hops on the platform and they're asking him questions about how do I get with this type of man, right? And I think that that's where the issue comes in. Well, he says, well, that type of man wants a woman that has a size 2 or whatever that's going to be. And then usually what you hear all the time is, well, this woman had a man that made this type of money. Well, they probably met each other before that money was made, right? Or vice versa, or however it goes. Yeah. And then it's the same thing when I hear women talk about it at the same time. It's like, oh man, you know, I want a man that makes this amount of money. Like, so we talk about 8 at the table. The young lady was saying how she couldn't date a man that made less than her, right? Because, huh?
Let me test the topic real quick about that specific. I don't want to call her a woman. I'm gonna call her a girl still because her views and what she spoke was childish. Like, it's no way in hell you can have a man and then be that disrespectful. Like, if you let's say, okay, you make 6 figures, and your man he makes $20 an hour. That's roughly about like what 40 to 60,000 a year.
Nah, that's like 30-something thousand dollars a year.
Okay, that's like 30. If y'all have an argument, you be like, oh, with your bitch ass can't pay no bills or this and that, or just be that disrespectful to a man because he doesn't make the amount of money you make. You're a little girl. It's no way in the world you'll be able to have a man in your life to be able to protect, provide, help, care.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else besides make money. And you feel like that's okay to be disrespectful to a man.
I feel like she'll be single forever. I mean, if that's the conversation, right? If that's the conversation, I mean, regardless of how you look at it, I think one of the things that as a culture we need to talk a little bit more about when it comes to dating is the truth about dating and marriage, right? I don't think that we have enough platforms with people talking about being in relationships in a good light ever, right?
Positive side, absolutely.
Yeah, there's no positivity to saying, oh my God, I want to be in a relationship, right? Oh my God, this sounds so good. Oh my God, you know this. But I mean, and don't get me wrong, relationships will work. But I keep telling people one of the things I hate about pseudo male culture now is that everybody wants a woman to be submissive, right? Like, oh, submissive. And for me, it's like, no, I want synergy in my relationship, bro. I literally want us to be on one accord, on same page, have ability to communicate and talk. That's where stress-free comes for me, right?
For you,
there are going to be things. There are going to be things in which I know I do better than my wife, right? She's going to let me do those things, and then there's going to be things that she's better at than me. And you know what I'm going to do?
Let her do those things.
Let her do those things, and then you know what that creates? A comfortable life, y'all. Like all this shit talk about, oh man, this girl need to follow what I got going. Yeah. And women like, oh, if he not making what I make, I can't be with him. Like, what?
I feel like those two go hand in hand, though. A lot of people talk about how they want a submissive woman. They want a woman that could cook, clean, da-da-da-da. But those times where women were the primary cookers and cleaners, men were bringing in majority of the money. So for me, if a man wants me to slave on the stove, cook, clean, you gotta be making more than me, because ain't no way I'm about to be making most of the money, paying most of the bills, working all day, then come home, cooking, clean, and what you doing? Just making less than me, just a little bit. It's just like it's not equal.
I think for me that we have a very inflated sense of what home life is like, right? So all these women talk about how much cooking and cleaning that they do is to me very overstated. Most people work to keep their household clean together. That is the truth. Women ain't the only one doing laundries in today's time. Men do laundry too. Women ain't the only one cleaning up after the kids. Men do that too. Women are no longer the only ones doing all of this this sub-home work. And it's just not true. It's just not true. So now when we talk about cooking, if you're a better cook than your husband, right? Why not cook? If he fixes shit better, he's going to go fix it, because you're damn sure not going to go fix the light bulbs in the trash and do all the other stuff, are you? No. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so there are still roles that come to be played. If somebody busts in the house at night, oh, nah, I make more money, so this is my shit. So I'm about to hop out the bed and go down there and see what's up. No, everybody still has gender available roles inside of relationships that we are not equating to. You don't have to cook every single day. You don't have to slave over the stove. We can be smart about this shit. Let's meal plan. You feel me? Mm-hmm. We can prep together. If I'm cleaning the vegetables, you can be chopping. If you cooking, I can be cleaning. Like, there are so many possibilities that I think so many people give away that create this narrative that, oh, I just spend so much time cooking and cleaning. We both working, I make more money, but I still gotta take care of the kids. And
John, so something going on with your video and audio.
Oh, can y'all not hear me anymore?
Oh, well, you was peaking and then your audio just turned purple and came back.
Am I regular now?
You back?
Yeah.
You back.
I'm back now. Everybody can see me.
Yeah, you back.
I feel like you have a different perspective than most men. The things I've heard you say during this podcast, you do have a different perspective than most men. So I'm talking about in general.
I agree that most men have that perspective that's opposite of mine, because they're listening to people, right? So, and
I was gonna say, yeah,
it's not until you're in the thick of it, and this is why more of us need to be on here, is when you're in the thick of it. I know a lot of married people, and those married people, it's not night and day where, the husband never cooks or never helps clean up, or vice versa, right? Mm-hmm. And it's never so one-sided in the way that we hear. And so I want to bring a little bit of reality to the table, in which, it's so absurd to me to hear, oh my God, as a woman, I do so much. As a man, well, she doesn't do anything for me. I work and I come home and nothing is done, right? It's like, bro, she works too, fool. Oh, but you don't want to eat. You don't want to eat his cooking, because the only thing he know how to make is spaghetti and broccoli. You tired of spaghetti and broccoli?
Husband, all he used to make was hamburgers. I'm like, bro, then we're gonna eat hamburgers every night. Like,
I like variety in my meals, baby.
When I need a break, I need a break.
Girls to be wives, but we do not raise.
Nah, we don't. We don't. I heard a funny statement. I don't know if y'all think this is true. So a dude was on TikTok and he was like, women are raised to find out, or women are raised to know the expectations of man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And men are raised to give women what they need,
mm-hmm,
versus give them the expectation that they expect, right?
Absolutely.
And so basically the statement was saying that women are never taught how to take care of a man's needs in general, right? Women have, oh, this is my laundry list of what I want for a man. This is my Prince Charming. He needs to make this amount of money. I expect him to be well dressed. I expect him to make sure everything is done, or I expect. Versus saying, how can I help here or do there? I'm just saying what I heard. I wonder what y'all think about it.
I mean, okay, from my point of view, I grew up watching, like
Mhm.
most females. We grew up watching. If there was a man in the household, we just watched what we were allowed to see. And so what we
Mhm.
saw was he was doing getting the
Everything.
money in and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and mom cooked and cleaned. That's what we saw. So
Yeah.
that's what we got our expectations off of. We didn't get
Mhm.
the reality from our parents on what the real deal was, what the conversations were between them. So the expectations women, the lists they make are not of reality. It's of their own ideals that they put in their head growing up on what they want out of their mate. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
To me, which hey, your audio is perfect now.
I don't know. It's just crazy.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
have to disagree. I feel like we raise our women to be wise. We raise our women to know how to tend to a man's needs, know how to cook, know how to clean, know how to do this. But we do not raise our boys to know how to treat a woman. I rarely hear, well, I didn't grow up with a boy in the household, but I don't think we talk to our boys about what you should do for a woman. It's always, oh, we talk about sex with our boys with women. Oh, you could go get this girl, this, da, 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 da. But we don't talk about how to please a woman, like what a woman needs as far as a marriage.
Okay, hold on.
I
Time.
think, hold on a sec, hold on, real quick. I think when it comes to that situation, we don't have a lot of men in the household for the boy to know exactly what to do with the women. I mean, we have moms loving on their boys. Yeah, they may go off of that, but in reality, when my son sees his dad coming to me, hugging me, asking me questions if I need anything, that's his picture of what a man should do for his wife.
Mhm.
You know? Go ahead,
I
Corey.
agree.
I wouldn't want to.
Okay, so let's get at it real quick.
She done got her brother hot.
All right, so I'm gonna start off here. Let's be completely honest. Black women of this generation are not taught how to be wives. They're not taught to how to be wives. They're taught to be strong, independent black women. Reason why is because if you see your mother was the one who's a strong, independent black woman. Okay, so you don't need a man for nothing. You can cook, you can clean, you can go to work, you can do this, you can do that. It's never taught to, oh, this is how you cater to your husband. This is what you're supposed to do for your husband. Or this is how you help your husband. It's never that. It's more of do it yourself. You don't need a nigga for nothing. You ain't do this, do that, do this, and do that. Just a whole list of bullshit. And I really hate it, but it's our grandmothers are not our mothers. Our grandmothers is the one who actually showed us, all right, this is how you're supposed to take care of a woman. This is how you're supposed to help a woman. Or same thing with grandfathers. But it's not the women of times day. Your grandmother might be a stripper now. Your grandmother, she might, I mean, let's be honest. Your grandmother is not the same 50 or 60-year-old. Your grandma can be 40 years old, still working at the club, still going out and partying, still doing this, still doing that. It's not the same.
All right, I'm a top in. I think something that's interesting. I'm gonna make a statement, and I say this a lot. I feel like a lot of people don't marry correctly. Step one, right?
Because you feel like they should marry for love, and they should marry for
well, I think a lot of people got into marriage at a time in which it was not really cool to divorce, or let's stay in it for the kids, or let's do whatever, right? And what you hear a lot of times when people get advice, right? Especially woman to woman, oh girl, make sure you got your own, right? Or just in case, or understand that, you know, this might not be this, so you got to always have one foot in, one foot out type of deal. But a lot of that comes from, like, I remember one of my homegirls was telling me that her grandma was like, yo, like, are you sure you really want to be married? Like, this is coming from her grandmother. Her grandma's like, oh, go explore your life before you decide to settle down with a man. Like, don't just settle down with a man. So you start to see that I believe that there's been very few truly healthy marriages. Now, there's been marriages that have stayed together for a long period of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we see as men, especially from a man that grew up with a man in the household, what you should see. And most of my friends grew up with men in their household too. you know, what you're expected to do as a man. Like, so if it's providing, if it's fixing stuff in the household, like I remember I used to hate my dad because anytime something needed to be fixed, I had to be a part of it, right? So like, I remember me and my best friend had to like change out a toilet in my house, right? Oh no, he dead serious though. But now I understand it, right? If I gotta go spend some money on this guy, you know, that guy might charge me $3,000 to go change out these toilets. I'm gonna buy these toilets. I'm gonna get the cop, put it in that junk, put it around, whoop, drop the toilet on, tighten your seats, connect the water back, and you good to go. And I just save 3 G's, right? Like, you see my point? But now as a man, I saw that. So like, my wife made the statement the other day. She was like, "Oh, I knew I married a man that was handy." Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so there's a process to the madness sometimes, to the whole perspective. But I do think that a lot of times even those of us that have seen the 2-parent households and the relationships, you know, are we really talking about what marriage truly is? Because I think when Wayla stated it a bit, is like, you only see what you see as a kid growing up. So a lot of expectations that women have are expectations to be taken care of in the same way you see your father take care of situations, right? But you're never privy to the conversations that mom and dad have behind closed doors when you're going to bed at night. Like him saying, "Yo, I'm struggling this month," right? Like, you know, I know the kids ain't gonna realize that it was hard for me to make ends meet this month, but you know what I'm going through. You know my struggle as a woman. And at some point, we have to start talking and having conversations with our kids about the realism of what it takes to be in a relationship.
Right.
So as a woman,
Very true.
as a woman and a man, are we both pouring into the cups of each other where we need it? Because like, if your woman is at home with the kids and you're out working, yo, kids are like crazy little maggots that are everywhere, right? Like, they just So you gotta be like, "All right, baby, this week I'm about to send you to the spa. Like, go out, take your girls, do whatever. I got it." Like, you know what I mean? And then call grandma.
So John, one thing I do want to say, that as a man, like, what we should or have to do, let our kids know that we happy. Because that's a question for me that I can never ask my dad. Like, were you really happy, or were you doing this because this is your priority?
Yeah, responsibility.
Yeah, like, was this your responsibility, or are you actually happy?
So
I don't know if my dad was happy or not.
I think what's interesting about that is that it brings us to the part of the differences in the generations. Like, my mom says all the time, "Oh, your generation is going to be the one, right? Your kids are going to grow up in healthy households. Everybody cares about how you feel now. You know, therapy is more, you know, an apparent thing. Like, like, we didn't talk about this growing up. Like, you see what I'm saying?" And so hearing Corey ask the simple question, are you happy? That's a question for everybody. Like, and I mean within the system, like, so if your kid or your son, if you have a chance to talk to your son, you can always say, "Hey, you know, dad was happy, dad's been happy, dad is happy, or I've been very unhappy this entire time. But let me tell you why," right? And I think that that's a huge perspective in the tell you why part, because if you can tell your kid the truth, that kid now has a decision when he wants to find a woman, because most kids will, you know, find a mate at some point and say, "Hey, you know, I seen my dad go through 30 years of marriage unhappy. So there are things that I want to care about personally." You know what I mean? And usually the unhappy point comes from never surfacing your personal inner self and always being of servitude outside of that, right? So, you know, if it's not hanging out with your boys or going to the gym or to play ball or pursuing a career or learning a new language, you still have to be selfish within a relationship in which, you know, you can service self, right? Self has to be serviced first, because if you're not happy, you're resentful. You see what I'm saying? If you're not happy, you're upset. If you're not happy, the world is ending because you're doing something for everybody else, and that doesn't really make you happy. And so I think
we get to explain it to our kids that, hey, like, look, I've been with your mother for this long. I am happy. Or look, I've been here with your mother for this long. I'm doing it to make sure that you have a future. Like a lot of people aren't divorcing because of their kids,
I think
and
that's a
it's just
mistake.
crazy.
I think that's a
Personally, I
mistake.
need to you need to know if you're happy or not. And if you're not
Yeah,
happy,
I think people that
figure
stay
out
together
money.
for the kids make a bigger mistake than leaving
I
and trying to
agree.
figure out a way to be healthy co-parents. Showing a healthier co-parent
Yeah.
relationship is way more important than
Yeah.
staying together and always at each other's throat because you're saying you're doing it for the kid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if people can put themselves in that position inside of their head where, you
Right.
know, it's about healthy boundaries, healthy relationships, healthy conversations, decision making, you know what I mean? If it's just about raising the kids and making sure the kids got what they need, you don't have to put yourself where you're tired of waking up next to this shorty every single day. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta do it for the
And you
kids.
got to think,
I mean,
what is that
yeah.
teaching?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because if you're, like you said, because kids are always watching, and they can pick up on subtle things as well. Whatever goes on, like if you're just trying to stay together and y'all know y'all not equally yoked like that should be, then the kids are gonna pick up on that eventually. And if they
Mm-hmm.
don't, and years down the line, then all hell breaks loose. You got to think if they went through the process that you was just explaining, like, hey, we're gonna do this for ourselves, be able to co-parent like we should, and then we'll be able to better our children. Well, your children are going to learn that you still have to put yourself first. You have obligations as well. You have duties. You have responsibilities. But at the same token, you can't take care of none of that if you're not taking care of yourself. And that's a lesson that the children are going to have to learn as well because they don't normally get that stuff growing up. They're taught to follow orders and serve and stuff like that growing up. So they don't, when they get to a certain age, they're still not really focused on themselves like that because now they're looking everywhere else like, okay, well, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to, So I think it's still a valuable lesson as well.
And I think too, like Rod, he sees it every day with our kids, because he's hands on with the kids as well, just as much as their dad is.
Mhm.
And he sees our kids, they're in tune to every single emotion, every single thing that me and their dad do when we're together and apart. Like literally, before we even decided to start planning our 10-year vow renewal, like my daughter was saying, Daddy, you need to go ahead and propose to mommy again. Like they want to see
What?
it. Yeah. There was like, go, she grabbing his arm, go to mommy. She's like, go to
Like
mommy.
that.
Like, yeah, and give mommy a ring. And I literally doing dishes and turn around. He's behind me on one knee because the daughter's right there and told him to do it. So it's like they have influence. Like the kids, they're so in tune and they want
Yeah.
when you allow your kids to be that involved in your emotion with each
Mhm.
other, which it should be,
Yeah.
they want to see the growth from your relationship. They want y'all to both to be happy. They don't want to see turmoil between the both of you. Like they want that harmony. And I think when we involve our kids into that, when we allow our kids to see daddy kissing mommy in front of them, daddy hugging mommy, or daddy dancing with mommy, that's very important.
Hey,
You see what I'm
that's my
saying?
jam right there.
Yeah.
I be pulling up on Ariel while she in the kitchen, like, come here, girl.
Yeah,
Shake that thing. Got the
that's
music going.
important.
I be all
That's
about it.
very important because it allows your kids to see, okay, that's what I want. You know
No,
what I mean?
it does let them see a different level of kind of because you know what's really hard to hide? Frustration. You know what's
Oh,
really hard to hide? Anger.
mm-hmm.
Like a lot of that is really hard to hide. And so
Yep.
you think you're doing a good job, right? But then your wife trying to say something to you like, like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All that
I'm
comes
guilty.
out.
Shoot.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to hide my emotion.
So yeah, so I think that's interesting. All
Yeah.
right. Ah man, it's been a good one, man. It's
It's
been a good one. I
good.
think we're gonna definitely need a part two to the conversation of just healthy relationships inside the Black community going forward. I think that could be part two to this one. But as again, we're gonna get ready for our sign-offs. It's your
Yeah.
boy John Wayne Willis, and it has been another episode of We Still Ain't Got Our Shit Together podcast.
It's your boy KJ coming live from the man cave. What's up with you?
And it's your girl Manuela, always bringing the facts and the stats. I like to talk about the truth.
Hey, I will say this much. I want to thank Rod, and I also want to thank Tamia for jumping in today to give
Yes.
perspective.
No problem.
Because sometimes it's hard to have this conversation when you got all married people.
Yeah. It is hard.
It is hard to have it with all married people, but no, you guys definitely came out, did your thing, and we thank you guys for coming out yet again. And we out.
Bye.